All right, so now we're up to the matrices part of this exam. So if we looked and we've gone to question 8, and if we're going through a few of these, so we get this one's pretty easy. So the element in row I and J, so those ones were all done. That just means, remember, this is I would equal 1, 2, 3, and that's J is 1. So if the element in row I and column J of matrix is NJ, so which element shows the cost of the chicken? So that would be I equals, you'd say, like, you'd go N3, N3, 1, like that. Okay, so the family tickets will allow admission for 2 adults and 2 children. Complete the matrix below to show the purchasing price. So remember up here, this N has the cost of a ticket, okay? So if you're going to remember when we go, so this would, if you want to just pop it in there just to show you, so this is like 36, 15 and 8. So what happens, remember when we when we do multiplication, remember we go run and dive. So that's how it's going to work. So that 0 is going to be times with the 36, and then the 2 is going to be multiplied with the 15, and so on. So if you look, we don't want to have any, oh, sorry, what was this? The cost of purchasing a family ticket. So we complete the matrix to show that purchasing a family ticket would give the families a savings of 10. So you can see this bit here. This is when you buy 2 adults and 2 kids, and that gives that price. Then they're going to minus. So obviously that's going to cost more than a family ticket, because the family ticket's probably more economical. So here's where you're working out the family ticket. So we just want to have 1 family ticket and 0 of the adults and things. So that would show it. So that was all done okay, but it was this next question that wasn't done. On opening night, the circus sold 204 family tickets, 162 adult tickets, and 176 children tickets. The owner of the circus wants a 3x1 product matrix that would display the revenue for each type of ticket, adult, family, and child. So what they want is they're telling you how they want it. So they want a 3x1 with the family, adult, and child, and this is what they want, the total money made by those tickets. Yeah, so we've got here are the numbers. So we want to times them. Do we want to times, think about what you want to times them by. You want to times them by the cost. So I think a family's 36, an adult is 15, and that. So that's what you want to times it by. So you can see they're saying K times N. So this has produced a 3x1. So this is what that is that I said we worked out. So this is family, adult, and child. Now, you already know what N is, so maybe it might help if you pop it in there so that you can see it. It's 36, 15, and 8. So it is actually a 3x1. So for this to be able to multiply, what does K need to be? Has to be a 3 there, doesn't it? And then because the answer is a 3x1, it's going to be a 3x3. Okay, so think about it here. So you go, all right, I've got K is going to be a 3x3. So you pop it in, and obviously if it helps you out, put the, maybe 3x3, you're going to have that many answers. Okay, so, and you can just like, if you want, just put K equals, and what is happening is it's going to times it by N. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and then I'll box what K is at the end so the examiner's aware which one I'm talking about. So if you think about it, and that's going to produce the total money. Yeah, so they've already put it there. It's going to be here, the total money. So this is, total money. So if you remember, so this one, I want it to be family. So really, I want 204 to be times by 36. So when we said before, when we do run and dive, this will go across here and down there. So I just want this 36 to be times by 204. And then I don't want anything else being multiplied, and because it's going to give me the family. Now when the next one, when I'm on adult, so I'm going to go run and dive down that way. I just want the adult to be multiplied. So, it'll be in the middle there. So I want how many adult tickets I've got. So which was 162. And so this would be 0, 0. And then this one, the last one, I want the children. So that's 176. Okay. So then that produces it. Sometimes and then you can just say, this is my answer. Just make sure you box it for the examiners. If you write out what you've got to do or how it probably would have helped. So if you knew this defining, you knew it had to be a 3 by 3, it's probably going to help if you understand what the answer's got to be and then have a look at it like that. Okay, so the circus was held at 5 different locations. So there you go. And the table below shows the total revenue for ticket sales, rounded to the nearest $100 for the 20 performances. Okay, so this is total amount for the 20 performances. The ticket sales information is presented in matrix R. So here you've got all the total sales. This is like all the money taken for the 20 performances at each location. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. It says complete the matrix equation below that calculates the average ticket sales per performance at each of the 5 locations. So what they want, this is for the 20 performances. They want to know, well, what it was the average. So how do you find the average? You divide by, isn't the average, you put the total amount divided by how many, the number of times. Is that correct? So I pretty much want to divide this by 20. Would you agree? And all of them. So because they want all the locations to have that. So it said to complete that. So what I want to do, if this one's R, I want to divide each of those individually by 20. So the way I can do that is timesing it by a fraction like that. That's a scalar number there. So that's a scalar number. And by doing that, that will divide all of them. So I needed to do that. So I'm actually I didn't prepare this. So I'm going to do that. So when it's a scalar, that's when it's a number outside the matrix. So this one's 1 row, and how many locations was it? 5. Yeah. And so then I just can put that in 9600 tab 990500 tab what's the next one? 940100 and 920800, and the last one 901300. Enter. So that divided them all, and so then you just pop that in there. So if we pop that in 48000, was it? Oh God. Was it just 48,000? 48,000, 49,525. And the next one, Okay, so that's what you just had to fill in all them. Okay, so the circus would like to increase its total revenue from ticket sales from all 5 locations. The circus will use the following matrix calculation to target the next 20 performances. So remember, this is the total. This is total revenue of all the locations. So this is total revenue at each location, and they want to increase their total revenue from all 5 locations. So that means they're going to times it by something. All right, so for this last one, because they want the total revenue, that is the total cost. Like, so here, this column matrix, it's adding up all of these values, and that would give all their total amount they make. Oh, sorry, up here it is, the total amount they make, and it adds it all into one number. But because the circus as a whole, they want to increase this by 25%. So if you increase something by 25%, you're timesing it by 1.25. So this little matrix up here, because these two, when you multiply them together, it gives a 1 by 1. So T is also going to be a 1 by 1. So you can see it'll end up with an answer still a 1 by 1. So we'll just hit the number that we want to multiply in there is 1.25. Okay, then the circus moves from one location to the next through each month. So it shows how it goes through each location. Okay, if the circus started at town I, so you got to think, this month I'm at I. Okay, what is the order of the 5 towns? So it starts at I this month, the first 5 towns. So if you're at I, you go down I this month until you get to the 1. And because the 1 is on the H, you're on H. So then you go back, I'm now here. I'm now on H. So then you go down H and the 1 is at E. So you put E. And then you're at E. So you go to E. So you go down there, E is at the G. And then now you're at G. And you go down G. G is at F. And then if that's the first 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you just to have a look to make sure you're right, you look at F and you go back to I. So that sounds pretty good. So there's that. So that, I think they're pretty easy if you know how to do it. So just now you know, let's go. This question, it says the circus plans to add a 6th location. The only change in the cycle will be held at location J. The circus will be held at J after location E and before G. What happened here is you could do it, but there was more than one change. So it stuffed a lot of kids up who were actually, there's probably more the high end who realized they're saying, well, you're not right in saying that. So then they thought they weren't seeing it right. So it was actually an error. So this question got scrapped. So if you just ignored that, which a lot probably did, you would have found out an answer. But what happened is, and I do know that a lot of kids got stuck because they're saying, well, there's more than one change. I don't get it. Why waste your time? Yes. So don't get caught on it. If you are debating and it's not right, it doesn't seem right, move on, because you're going to waste too much time on this and everything's 1 mark. So let's just let it go and then come back and just give it a go with what you think it would be. But don't waste your time, because that's what happened, and the kid didn't have enough time to fix it. So we just leave that one.